Yes. Good afternoon. I'm Trudy Schlachter, co-president of the Women's Division at Albert Einstein College of Medicine. My co-president, Terry, and I are thrilled that you're all here today at the Rainbow Room, the elegant, beautiful room, and we're thrilled that you're here to share with us all of our honorees in our event. We have a stellar group of honorees who inspire us and have truly made an impact on our world. I look around the room each year and I see so many familiar faces of people committed to Einstein with their support and their generosity. We are thrilled to have such a great turnout and want to thank everyone who has made today possible. It could not have been accomplished without the dedication of so many wonderful people. I'd like to begin by recognizing our co-chairs, Jennifer Altman, Liz Altman-Gaelic, Leslie Kaskell, Carol Roman, and Andrea Stark. Your dedication, creativity, and heart are the reason this event continues to shine. Thank you all, and please join us in a round of applause for our co-chairs. Today, we gather to celebrate achievement in all its forms, the kind that breaks boundaries, lifts communities, and inspires the new generation of dreaming bigger. This year, we're proud to honor the remarkable women, four of them: Linda Altman, Dr. TERESA BOWMAN, Bobby Brown, and Lauren Bush-Lauren. Let's put those in. Each one of them embody the very spirit that this event was founded. For those of you who don't know this tradition, it has deep roots. The Women's Division was founded in 1953 to support a bold new vision, a premier medical school dedicated to excellence in medicine, science, and service that would welcome all qualified students, regardless of their background. This was particularly groundbreaking at a time when many institutions discriminated against Jewish students. The Women's Division fundraising efforts have played a pivotal role in the founding of Albert Einstein College of Medicine. Our luncheon was the first benefit luncheon of its kind in Manhattan. 7 decades later, it still brings us together for the same reasons, to celebrate people whose accomplishments elevate us all. We are proud to be the standard bearers of this formal thinking and dedicated group of women. Philanthropy is the driver for our important work. That is why our mission and our mantra, Women Funding Science, resonates with so many of you. Now I'm going to start off one moment. Here we are. I am now beyond pleasure and beyond pleased to welcome Rabbi Angela Buchdahl. Rabbi Buchdahl is the senior rabbi and the first woman to lead Central Synagogue. During her leadership, Central Synagogue has grown to become one of the largest synagogues in all of the world. Rabbi Buchdahl was the cantor at Central Synagogue before becoming the senior rabbi. My family and I have been blessed to having been members of Central Synagogue for the past 55 years. Yes, I did say 55 years. I believe it is the best synagogue for reasons endless. Many of the Einstein Women's Division Board of Trustees and members are members of the congregation at Central. Rabbi Buchdahl is notable for being the first female rabbi to be ordained as a rabbi by the Hebrew College Jewish Institute of Religion in New York City, as well as the first Asian American to hold such a position. Rabbi Buchdahl is one of the most prominent and influential figures in contemporary Judaism. She has even shared blessings with the presidents. I am so thrilled that she is here today, and I want to do a special welcome to Rabbi Angela Buchdahl. Thank you.
I am so deeply honored and lifted up by seeing this gathering of beautiful, powerful women, mothers, sisters, healers, and a few brave men in this beautiful room. I think at a time when things feel so difficult in the world, I'm just lifted up by seeing people who really care, who support, and want to bring more healing into the world. I feel particularly honored that I'm in the presence of Ruth Gottesman, who is a hero of mine, and I met her for the first time right before we walked in here. I will consider you the matriarch of this entire women's division and everything that it stands for, and your actions are not only deeply inspiring, but it's moved others to do the same. And I think that even with the incredible gift you have, and you might think, well, so now everyone has their tuition funded, we are living in a time when our government is defunding research all over, and so it is actually a critically important time for us to continue to support science and medicine. And your model has inspired many others. I just want to share one story because I just came back from Israel last week, and I'm really thrilled that Dana Zucker is here. She is the CEO of the Gray Foundation, and the Gray Foundation just made a transformative gift to Tel Aviv University's medical school, the largest gift that the university has ever received. And at this beautiful announcement of the gift, a faculty member came up and he told his story. He is an Arab Israeli citizen, and he told us that when he was only 11 years old, he was the victim of a violent attack that left him so burned that it was life-threatening. And he talked about the care he received from Israeli hospitals, which not only saved his life, but they said the care that his Jewish doctors gave him enabled him to have a quality of life so that he could go on and do so much more and live with a fullness that he did not expect to have when he was in this terrible accident. So he understood then, at 11, that medicine was not just about healing his body, that he saw the potential for medicine to heal his society. And he decided then and there that he wanted to go into the healing profession. He became an occupational therapist, and now he is on the faculty of Tel Aviv Medical School, and he is the liaison to the Arab community in Israel. So the Gray gift, which I think was in many ways inspired by your gift too, Ruth, is about creating not only more doctors and supporting them, but creating more access. It's increasing the access of Arab Israeli doctors and nurses, as well as those from peripheral communities. That is what the Women's Division has all been about. It has been about increasing access and supporting the healers. So we're in a room full of people, whether you see yourself as a healer or not, each one of us can play a role in healing what is so broken in our society. I think our honorees embody that message and have lived that in their lives, and I'm so grateful to be here to help honor them as well. But really, none of us is exempt from our work in healing the world. So I offer this blessing, this prayer, in a sense. It comes from Psalm 147 as we set off on this journey and honor all of us who have a role in healing what's broken.
Healer of the broken-hearted, binder of our wounds, counter of uncountable stars, you know who we are. Healer of the broken-hearted, binder of our wounds, counter of uncountable stars, you know who we are.
Thank you, Rabbi Buchdahl. That was beautiful and a perfect way to open this year's Spirit of Achievement Luncheon. It's truly wonderful to see so many faces and new friends gathered together. Being a sponsor of this luncheon, it's always a highlight of my year, and I'm grateful to each of you for your unwavering support. I also want to extend my deepest thanks to our incredible sponsors, ABS Partners Real Estate, Linda Altman, the Einiger family, Ruth Gottesman, Betty Klein, Karen Mandelbaum, Carol Olshan, Carol Roman, and Audrey Wilf. Your generosity and the contributions from everyone here today empower Albert Einstein College of Medicine to continue its groundbreaking research that's shaping the future of healthcare. And now, it's my honor to introduce someone whose visionary leadership drives Montefiore Einstein's extraordinary success, Dr. Philip Oswa, President and CEO of Montefiore Medicine. Dr. Oswa is a nationally recognized physician, educator, innovator, whose impact teaches every corner of our community. Under his leadership, Montefiore Einstein has strengthened its mission, expanded access to care, and navigated some of the most profound challenges in the healthcare world with excellence and resilience. Dr. Oswa, thank you for being a steadfast champion of the Women's Division and for your commitment to blending the best of science with compassionate care. It's an honor to welcome you to the stage. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Terry. Albert Einstein's theory of relativity proposes that gravity is not a force, but rather a curvature of space-time, and that disturbances in space-time, like the movement of massive objects, can then create gravitational waves. The Albert Einstein College of Medicine has been creating waves for 70 years. And at every single moment throughout its history, the support of the Women's Division has pushed each wave farther down the water. Thank you to the Women's Division for your meaningful work, for your dedication, and for your impact. And thank you for being our partner in redefining the world through science. So this year's honorees, Dr. TERESA BOWMAN, Ms. Bobby Brown, Ms. Lauren Butch-Lauren, thank each of you for the waves you create and for the people you propel forward. I also wish to thank our Women's Division co-presidents, Terry Goldberg, thank you for the kind words, and Trudy Schlachter. Wish to thank our board chair and my good friend who has transformed the educational experience at Einstein, Dr. Ruth Gottesman. And of course, this year's luncheon co-chairs, they've already been mentioned, but I wish to mention them again. Ms. Carol Roman, Ms. Andrea Stark, Ms. Jennifer Altman, Liz Altman-Gellick, and Leslie Caskell. As many of you know, Jennifer, Liz, and Leslie are the daughters of a good friend and Einstein board member, Linda Altman. Today, we honor Linda for her leadership, her generosity, and her dedication to the Albert Einstein College of Medicine. The waves that she has made and created transcend her work on the board and transcend her work even as the former leader of the women's division. She's touched the lives of so many, including my own. I send out something called The Jam every so often, Just a Minute with Dr. Oswer. Linda Altman replies to every single jam. She emails me and we chat. We chatted over Passover. She sent me a lovely note on Doctor's Day, wishing me happy Doctor's Day, and on and on. So as I told her daughter, she's my pen pal. But that is how encouraging she is. That is how supportive she is. That is how engaged she is. It is my honor and privilege to recognize Linda this day. And on behalf of the entire Montefiore Einstein family, to extend our heartfelt condolences and to join your incredible family in celebrating the extraordinary life and the legacy of your dear husband, Earl. Thank you all for being a part of this year's Spirit of Achievement Luncheon. Your presence here this afternoon and your support are consequential to the evolution of health and science. Thank you.
All major leaps in biomedical research came from basic science. Any new discovery in biomedicine, any new treatment, every single thing that you can think about in hospitals, in medicine, everything has started in a basic research lab.
At Einstein, we are focusing and investing in basic science because this is the foundation to understanding every disease and how to cure it.
Basic research provides us with the information we need to put in an instruction manual, so when something goes wrong, we know how to fix it. We can develop drugs and therapeutics that can overcome whatever the problem is.
It was the founding principles of this medical college that the people doing science here were going to be asking really groundbreaking questions for novel discoveries.
From cancer to diabetes to Alzheimer's disease, there are plenty of examples in which answering a specific biological question by Einstein basic scientists led to life-saving treatments. A perfect example happened at the lab of Dr. Warren Schramm. He's an enzymologist that studied a specific enzyme. He collaborated with clinical investigators that saw that this enzyme is very important in a specific leukemia. They developed a drug, and this drug saved a little girl that was just 4 years old when this drug was still being tested.
When Katie was diagnosed, her cancer was so aggressive that there was no real hope that available chemotherapies were going to work out. Within 2 days, Katie was receiving the new drug. 14 days later, she's in remission. There's no cancer. It was amazing.
She's now a happy teenager. Her life was saved by a curious scientist here at Einstein. He didn't even know that this will lead to a life-saving medication that's now FDA approved and saving many lives.
By bringing together all of these investigators, what they know, having them synergize and work together, that enables us to make discoveries we couldn't make before that could rapidly be translated into new treatments for diseases.
The advantage of being in this partnership with Montefiore is that every day I can cross to the hospital, talk with colleagues, get details of the patients regarding symptoms, and then reproduce them in the lab and start designing drugs. And then things move faster.
The women's division's support is so important to us. The philanthropy that they do really accelerates the progress that we can make. The more hands we have working on something, the faster we'll get the discoveries made.
Fundamental and basic science is what really makes giant innovations happen. The next big thing is right there.
Our world-renowned centers of excellence are powerhouses of researchers on the cusp of solving the mysteries of cancer and countless other chronic diseases. and we can't wait to share these discoveries with the world.
Please welcome to the stage the Marilyn and Stanley M. Katz Dean, Dr. Yaron Tomer.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. As you can see from this video, this is an incredibly exciting time at Einstein, and the momentum just keeps climbing. Einstein holds a unique niche among our peer institutions. As a research-intensive medical school, we remain deeply dedicated and heavily invested in leading basic science research, not just disease-focused research like most other medical schools. Disease-focused research is very important, but basic science research is the foundation of our work that not only leads to new discoveries, but translates into breakthroughs at the bedside. Every medication that you can think of that we're using now, from cancer immunotherapies to diabetes medication, hypertension medication, new migraine medications, even Ozempic, started in a scientist asking a fundamental question, trying to understand a biological or physiological question, and that led to eventually saving lives. And thanks to our partnership with Montefiore, these findings move from the lab to the clinic seamlessly, as you've perfectly seen in the incredible work, life-saving medication discovered by Dr. Vern Schramm. I'm also happy to share that Montefiore is expanding too, and you can now access more of our top practitioners right here in the city. The Manhattan West location of Montefiore in Hudson Yards will now offer the expertise of two of our renowned dermatologists, including Beth McClellan, the chief of the Division of Dermatology, who's here with us today. Beth, stand up. Beth is an incredible dermatologist with an expertise in oncodermatology who's made recent discoveries that have changed guidelines of treatment of certain dermatological diseases. The state-of-the-art medical hub at Hudson Yards now offers advanced healthcare services in gastroenterology, gynecology, orthopedics, cardiology, and primary care. And we have a downtown site in Tribeca where Dr. Oren Tepper and his colleagues are providing their expertise in plastic and reconstructive surgery. We will have even more practices space in Manhattan soon, so stay tuned for our plans to open a surgical center in the future too. As you've heard in the video, every advancement in treatment and therapeutics being offered by physicians started in a question in a lab. And philanthropic support helped advance each and every one of these unknowns, turning them into innovations. The NIH and other foundations are giving us very generous money to do research. But we would not be able to do our research. The entire infrastructure, every building, every lab, every instrument is supported by philanthropy. If you think of the research enterprise as a car, the NIH gives us the fuel, but the car was built with philanthropy. So no fuel in the world will make a car go if there is no car. And this is the power of philanthropy, to build the infrastructure on which we can then drive research with the generous funding of the federal government and foundations. And in so many cases, you, the Women's Division, and our friends have helped accelerate these discoveries. We would not have been able to achieve our current success without your collective leadership and support. Just as you champion our work, it's not just the resources you give us, but you empower our community, which is underscored by the caliber of phenomenal women being honored today. Congratulations to all of this year's Spirit of Achievement Award winners. For 7 decades, this event has been part of the fabric of Einstein, and I'm happy to see so many of our trustees here supporting the efforts of the women's divisions. Thank you for all you do. And I hope that today will further inspire you to join us as we continue to move forward in our groundbreaking work that is improving health outcomes for all. We need and appreciate your partnership. It will drive us to greater heights and keep us at the leading edge of biomedical research. Like our work in artificial intelligence, which is an incredibly important emerging tool we have right now that helps accelerate scientific discoveries. Thanks to a $7 million gift from an anonymous donor, we have launched a new institute led by Dr. Mimi Kim, a world-renowned data scientist, that will allow scientists and clinicians to harness the power of innovative tools such as AI to analyze vast amounts of biomedical data. This will enable researchers to gain an infinitely deeper understanding of biomedical mechanisms underlying complex diseases. In fact, the Nobel Prizes in Medicine last year were given to individuals that developed new artificial intelligence tools to discover protein structures and other biological structures. We envision Einstein and Montefiore as the exemplars of the power of data to advance biomedical science. As we look into these new horizons, now more than ever, it is imperative that we also stay the course in our commitment to basic science research, which we cannot do without the intrepid and inquisitive scientists. As the next generation of scientists are coming up the ranks and emerging as leaders, we must continue to invest in them and their trainees so that we can nurture a strong scientific workforce, a fresh crop of budding researchers who might just ask the right question, finding new treatments and cures. We could not have selected a better scientist to exemplify the spirit of this charge than this year's recipient of the Ruth Gottesman Award for Scientific Advancement, the stem cell researcher, Dr. TERESA BOWMAN. Last year, Dr. BOWMAN was appointed as chair of the Department of Developmental and Molecular Biology. A valued colleague and a collaborative member of our faculty, she leads by example and has made Einstein better through her service on countless committees and in the graduate school, while also directing the zebrafish core facility, in addition to leading her own very productive and groundbreaking research lab. Above all else, she is a tireless mentor committed to building a positive environment where exciting discoveries are just around the corner. Well, I could go on and on and on and on, but I will let you now see for yourself in the next video.
Mentoring the next generation of scientists is the most essential thing that you can do in an academic research institution. When I was in college, I just knew I liked science, I liked math. And then I had a very fortuitous mentor my last year of college and my last semester who really taught me what research was. It was this person taking a chance on me who said, why don't you come and join my lab? It made me really understand my passion was in medical research. I really wanted to do things that were going to impact human health. I was recruited to Einstein via the Institute for Stem Cell Biology and Regenerative Medicine. I was able to start my dream of doing my own independent research program. Zebrafish is a tiny little aquatic fish. They're about 2 inches long. And what makes them so amazing is their blood system, and frankly, many of their organ systems, work and function and form just like ours. Zebrafish can be used to study kidney disease. It can be used to study cardiovascular diseases, neurodegenerative disorders, metabolic disorders, cancer. My lab focuses on the blood system, so we're trying to understand how the blood system develops during the beginning of life, trying to use that to understand blood cancers. Because they're so tiny, we can actually look at the whole animal all at the same time under a microscope. So you'll see the immune cells just scattered throughout the entire zebrafish body. And then we'll give that fish something that to the fish feels like an infection. And then you'll see these immune cells go into hyperactivity. We'll see the stem cells become activated through these stimulants and try to watch them move around as they differentiate into different types of blood cells. So we can use zebrafish to model a cancer, in our case a blood cancer, determine what causes it, test for drugs that might cure it, and then determine if those drugs have side effects all in one go. The other thing that we're on the cusp of is my lab studies how the blood system develops during early life and then how it breaks down with age. So now we're kind of merging those two ideas, and we're trying to understand how things that happen during very early life might actually change how your immune system is responding as you age. And if we can understand it, then we can also intervene. Is there something that we can give you now that you're older that would mimic what happened when you were a baby that would help your blood system respond faster and better? To have my work recognized, to have my students' work recognized, it means the world. Science is very slow. The zebrafish coming onto the scene gave us a tool to ask questions and answer them faster. And so it's invaluable that the Women's Division is here to keep pushing us so we can answer that next thing and help bring things across that finish line.
We're on the cusp of so many great discoveries.
Dr. Bowman, can you join me on the stage? It is my honor to present you with the Ruth Gottesman Award for Scientific Advancement for all your amazing work.
Thank you so much. So truly, thank you so much. Thank you for the wonderful introduction, Yaron, and really setting the stage on the importance of science to all of humanity. I want to thank the Women's Division so much for all you've done throughout the years to support and to recognize and to disseminate the importance of research and why it is so important for all of human health, for pushing new and novel biomedical treatments forward through the basic understanding of how we work. I want to thank specifically Renée and Robert Belfer for their support of my research and others in my department. And I really need to personally thank Dr. Gottesman. We've all heard about her wonderful things that she has done for Einstein, so many wonderful things, and is a staunch supporter of education and the students, and I appreciate that so much. But I also appreciate you for directly bringing me here. As mentioned in the video, 12 years ago, I was recruited to Einstein as part of the Gottesman Institute for Stem Cell Research and Regenerative Medicine. So for the dedication, the vision to research and science by Dr. Gottesman and her late husband, I literally would not be standing here if not for them. And so, as you saw in the video, my lab studies the blood system. We study how the blood and immune cells are made and sustained throughout your life, and we focus on the blood-forming stem cells. And these cells serve as the matriarchs of your blood system. These blood-forming stem cells can replace and regenerate all of the short-lived blood cells that are important for fighting off infections, for keeping you oxygenated, for all the things you probably don't even think about, how stopping your blood from bleeding out when you get a cut. And so we study how these amazing little stem cells do their job. And just like you may have some of your great-grandmother's tendencies, the blood and immune cells in your body are imprinted with characteristics that come from the stem cell that generated them. And just like your great-grandmother, sometimes the tendencies are good things and sometimes they're bad things. And so what we are trying to understand is how do these imprints increase your risk for infections, inflammation, autoimmune disorders, blood cancers, and how could we potentially reverse those imprints and change the trajectory of your blood system? And as you saw in the video, our lab uses the mighty little zebrafish to address these questions. And what we're trying to understand specifically is how these stem cell matriarchs, how they're made before you're born, and how their life experiences might shape their function and the function of all of their progeny. And I already told you that this is important to understand because it can have implications for many different parts of your human health. And I want to really thank Dean Tomer and Einstein Leadership.
They took a chance on zebrafish long ago. Einstein was an early adopter of studying this little organism. And more recently, they took a huge investment in modernizing and elevating zebrafish research. And this is going to allow us to go bigger and brighter. And now armed with an amazing staff of our zebrafish core facility at Einstein, one of the members is here today, really we're gonna push the envelope. We're in a great position to kind of leverage this organism to not just make new discoveries in blood cancer and immune cell research, but also things that impact the liver, heart, spinal cord. Really, the sky is the limit. We can really use this organism for rapid and fast discovery, as you saw in the video. And although I am standing here, this honor really goes to the trainees that I have had the pleasure to work with and mentor throughout the years. New perspectives are essential for breakthrough innovations. Students, the PhD students, the MD PhD students at Einstein have been fundamental in so many of the truly foundational and novel discoveries at Einstein. I know that my research in particular has made significant pivots from when I walked in the door 12 years ago to where I am today because of ideas from bright young individuals that came through that door. And they helped uncover things that make different types of blood stem cells different. They also discovered new paths and potential treatments for the treatment of blood cancers. As scientists, the possibility of knowing the unknown is an unbelievable motivator. It is what makes us work late nights and weekends. It is what keeps us coming back after the 100th failure. Those moments of discovery are absolutely priceless. And it is particularly special for the students who are experiencing that moment for the first time. That is my gift every day, that I get to work with them and experiencing that moment with them. For most researchers, we don't do what we do for money, power, or glory. We do it for the possibility of helping humanity, for finding something previously unknown that can potentially transform someone's life, for allowing me to pursue the unknowns and to support others in their pursuit of the unknowns. I'm endlessly grateful for my husband, Brian, who's here today, and our 2 kids. They tolerate my long working hours over holidays and many family vacations to pursue my passions and dreams. So thank you for your love and understanding. And I want to close by really thanking all of you for being here. By being here, you acknowledge how important it is for long-term investments in scientific research. That discovery by Dr. Schramm did not come all of a sudden. These came on the shoulders of decades and years and so many small discoveries that all cumulative can really transform life, more than just one person at a time, but really generational changes. So really thank you all for being here.
Please welcome one of today's co-chairs, Carol Roman.
I want to welcome everybody who's here. You know, in Judaism, we're raised to do mitzvah, to help people who are sick, to tell the people who we love that we love them, to call those who are alone, to make sure we help the needy. And my friend Ruth Gottesman has gone far beyond to help the needy. In case you ever in the moon someplace, she gave $1 billion so that the medical students could go for free. And it is the true meaning of mitzvah, to help others, and that all those will be able to help others. And I would just like to honor Ruth, who is the chairman of our the executive committee. I would like to have her come upstairs to get the Spirit of Achievement Award.
Can you hear me? Okay. Carol, a million thanks. Thank you. So I'm happy to add my welcome to all of you at this 71st Spirit of Achievement Luncheon hosted by the Women's Division of Albert Einstein College of Medicine. think of it, the women's division, now everybody has said this, but it won't hurt for you to hear it again, so it's in your brain. But the women's division came into being soon after the medical school was created in 1953, 72 years ago. In those days, there were men's divisions and women's divisions for a lot of different philanthropies, a lot of organizations, but no more. It's passé. Who ever heard of a women's division? It just is nothing. But, except for Einstein, Einstein's women's division today is stronger than ever and has been the backbone of philanthropic support for research at Einstein. Leaders and members of the women's division, I am in awe of your collective achievement, your energy, creativity, and your generosity. For decades, you have committed yourselves to making Einstein the best it can be through your charge to fund science, as you have seen the result of your funding. And through the years, you've inspired countless of others to support Einstein to do the same. And that is just exactly what our next honoree has done. I'm so pleased to present the next award to my friend and fellow trustee, Linda Altman, for over 40 years, she was a stalwart leader of the women's division, an ultimate advocate for Einstein. She did such an outstanding job that in 2006, she was asked to join the Einstein Board of Trustees. Always leading by example, Linda has invested in important research initiatives that will impact countless lives. Linda has done a phenomenal job of inspiring her peers and her family too, as 2 of her daughters are now in the women's division. All 3 daughters have co-chaired today's lunch. Leslie? No, I think first comes a video. Am I correct? Okay, all right, video.
I'm very passionate about the women's division because it's we women who get together and we get things done. I was invited by a friend just to go to a meeting of Einstein. I met wonderful women and we discussed fascinating things about Einstein and everything that the doctors were doing. Our main goal was to fund research, and I said, this is very interesting. I became more and more involved because I realized how very important Einstein research and medical school is to us all. I became a leader, and then eventually I became president of the National Women's Division, so they asked me to be a permanent member of the Board of Trustees. The importance of the partnership between Einstein and Montefiore is that working on the research and getting it to the patient is what makes us who we are. What they are doing is beyond imagination. They are keeping us alive with longer lives and healthier lives. I am very proud of all the women who volunteer and come together and work so very hard to make sure that there are funds there for our doctors. To be honored for the work that I'm doing feels wonderful to me. You know, when I first joined Einstein, and the more I did, I found that I could do this. I could lead, and I could talk passionately for funding, for research, and to bring women in to do the things that need to be done. Women are a powerful group when they're all put together. I'm very proud to say that 2 of our daughters are now on the board of the women's division. It's very important to have generational women, from the mothers to the daughters to the granddaughters and onward, because we must keep this going. We need you. We We need you very badly to be part of making our families, our children, our neighbors healthy.
Okay, all right. So now, Leslie, Liz, and Jennifer, will you join me up here, please? Hello. Hi.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
It's so meaningful for me to be joined by Linda's daughters. As many of you know, Linda's beloved husband, Earl, very recently passed away. And supporting Einstein was a family affair, and Earl proudly stood by Linda's side as she worked tirelessly to advance our mission. As we stand here and celebrate Linda today, we also hold his memory with us. So Linda, and it's my honor to present you via your daughters, okay, with the Leadership Spirit of Achievement Award. You've been deeply committed to our success, and you have built an inspiring legacy, which I know your daughters will proudly carry forward. So,
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm getting,
Thank you.
where is the award?
Is that it right there? Is this it right
Oh, here it is.
Found it. Thank
Okay,
you.
it snuck up, but
Thank
anyway.
you. Thank
All
you so
right.
much.
Okay.
Linda, thank you for all that you do and inspiring all of us. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with the rest of the program. Thank you.
please take your seats. Our program is about to resume. Please welcome to the stage Andrea Stark, one of today's co-chairs.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. It is so wonderful today to see so many friends and familiar faces. Thank you from the bottom of my heart and everyone who co-chaired this, who has such dedication to Einstein. Thank you. It's a privilege for me to stand up here with all of you and celebrate the Women's Division and our Spirit of Achievement honorees. I'm going to start with a quote from Margaret Thatcher. If you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman. Sorry, guys. I hope you agree with that. So, as was said before, Einstein Medical College, founded March 15th, 1955. The first class, 53 medical students, only 3 women. Today, more than half are students at Einstein. A round of applause for that. But the Women's Division was founded 1953, 2 years before, and it was done Mother's Day. It was started by, maybe some of you know these names, Judy Rosenberg, Rita Rosen, Liz Sarnow, Ray Harris, Blanche Etra, and Etta Goldstein. These women got together and said, we are going to form a women's division. Albert Einstein is a place where curiosity meets ingenuity to transform lives. And every year, I always talk about Dr. Susan Horowitz because for me, she is my hero. She found that the yew tree gave us tamoxifen, Taxol, which created tamoxifen to treat breast cancer. And that has changed the lives of so many women. And this came from Einstein. I know she's also currently working on other natural products like the Caribbean sea sponge to see what that could do to eliminate cancers. And now, Einstein has become one of the forefront in aging research. Einstein is doing some studies on that. You know, none of us here are getting older. Not really. But the possibilities that Einstein is creating for healthier, more vibrant years ahead, just like Dr. TERESA BOWMAN was talking about. So, for example, one study that's going on right now is about intermittent fasting. How that helps us stay healthier longer and its benefit on liver. Also, a new drug for treating leukemia, which is giving hope to patients who haven't responded to existing therapies. And believe it or not, look in your kitchen. Another study that's going on now at Einstein is using the herb turmeric. I was saying turmeric, but it's turmeric, to easing chronic pain with its anti-inflammatory properties. Research on kitchen things that we have in our homes. Every breakthrough begins with a question at the lab bench, and its impact is reaching far beyond. Einstein is at the forefront of new research. But our next honoree has also made an incredible impact on lives worldwide, Lauren Bush. The success of every woman should be the inspiration to another, and that's you, Lauren. Lauren, it's my honor to introduce you. I met your mom, Sharon, at least 25 years ago, right, Sharon, in New York. I love Sharon. She's my girlfriend and golf partner. We call ourselves the Mrs. Mulligans, so that can tell you about our golf, the Mulligans. I always knew how special her daughter, Lauren, was. But until I was in Palm Beach at the Four Arts and heard Lauren speak, I realized we at Einstein had to honor Lauren. Lauren, you are 41 years old, and you are the CEO and co-founder of Feed Projects, which you founded in 2007. She is the daughter of Neil and Sharon Bush, granddaughter of George H.W. Bush, and niece of former U.S. President George W. Bush and former Governor Jeb Bush. She went to Princeton. Her spouse, who's here filming, hi David, is David Lauren, son of Ralph and Ricky Lauren, hence Lauren Bush Lauren. They have 3 children. Actually, her son, James, and my grandson, Finn, are in the same class together at Riverdale. After witnessing the devastating effects of hunger as a student ambassador with the UN World Food Program, Lauren founded Feed Projects to fight hunger on behalf of the UN World Food Program. Lauren, you are so dedicated to ending childhood hunger and the cycle of generational poverty. Since 2007, Feed has provided more than 128 million meals to children around the world. Your approach to social entrepreneurship has earned you many, many accolades. Fortune's most powerful woman entrepreneur, and Forbes 30 under 30, Crane's 40 under 40, among so many other awards. It is my honor to introduce Lauren and for all of you to see why she so deserves Einstein's Women of Achievement Award. Here is a short video to learn more about Lauren, who is a visionary, and the effect she has on world hunger. There is no limit to what we can accomplish. And guess what? Lauren is doing it. Let's give her a round of applause.
I definitely did not set out to be a visionary. I started modeling, I think I was about 16 years old. At the time, I was living in Houston, Texas. Modeling for me was really this way to open this door of traveling, of visiting New York City, and meeting designers and just learning about the fashion industry. And it was so exciting on a creative level, but also on a business level. I interned for Zach Posen. I went to Parsons and Central St. Martin to study fashion design. I saw the power of fashion to really move the needle and inspire others and do good for the world. I had the amazing, life-changing opportunity to travel around the world with the UN World Food Program. And it was through that kind of early exposure that I was able to visit countries, communities, families, schools that were dealing with food insecurity and hunger. And really actually had this aha moment for the first feed bag. I was studying abroad in Australia. Everyone there uses reusable bags. Why not create something that's better for the environment and build in a tangible donation that would feed kids? And it's so simple, but it is so impactful on children's lives. With that nourishing meal, as well as an education, they have a better chance of breaking out of the poverty cycle they were born into. So Feed was my way to combine all these passions, passion for fashion, and a real desire to engage my community in a meaningful way, to give back and make an impact on children's lives. The initial Feed One bag, which was the bag that started Feed, I was just inspired by these bags of rice and grain and other food that I saw being distributed around the world. So that was where we started with our burlap, and then we've evolved obviously to artisan-made fabrics and beading and organic cottons and other materials. But I do think that burlap initial bag really helped put us on a map, and it really reflected what people were helping fund when they bought that bag. Every product we make and sell has a number on it, and that signifies very clearly the amount of meals that we're able to help donate through the sale of that product. I still get such joy when I see a stranger with a feed bag in the subway, walking down the street. I just think any founder can relate when you see someone wearing your product, using your product. It just is the best feeling. In starting Feed with a simple burlap bag 18 years ago, I never in my wildest dreams could have imagined that we would have been able to give over 128 million school meals. So I do think in this, overly complex world, we got to get back to the basics, back to simple ideas that move the needle. And I do know that's what's happening at the Einstein College of Medicine. To have this place that's doing amazing research, amazing patient care is just such a gift. The amazing women you've honored in the past and are honoring today alongside me certainly inspires me to go forth and do more and do better.
Come on up.
Thank you. Very honored.
Of course, I'm the same height.
Thank you, Andrea. Move this up. And thank you to the Women's Division of the Albert Einstein College of Medicine for this incredible honor. I'm humbled to be recognized alongside Linda Altman, Dr. TERESA BOWMAN, and Bobby Brown, who is an old friend and one of Feed's first collaborators. And while I'm of course very honored, part of me can't help feel a little silly to be recognized for something that has given my life so much meaning and purpose. It is this feeling of meaning and purpose that I imagine the amazing students, doctors, and researchers at the Albert Einstein College of Medicine must feel every day in doing their life-changing and life-saving work. In reflecting on what I wanted to say today, I was reminded of one of my favorite poems by Ralph Waldo Emerson, which says, "To leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition, to know that one life has breathed easier because you have lived here, that is to have succeeded." I aim to live more fully into this definition of success every day, and I'm inspired by so many of you here that I know feel the same calling and sense of urgency to create a better, more just world for our children and the generations to come. And mostly, my journey thus far and the many ups and downs that come with being a social entrepreneur over the last 18 years would not have been possible, survivable, and even sometimes joyful without the amazing humans at my table, starting with my husband David, who has been my true partner in life in all things for 20 plus years, to my mom Sharon, my sister Ashley, who are my original tribe and cheerleaders, to my rabbi and very close friend, Rabbi Angela, who has actually married David and I many years ago, and to my very best girlfriends, who add so much wisdom and fun to my life every day. So I love you all, and I share this recognition with you, and I'm just so honored to be here. Thank you all for this recognition.
What an amazing program. I'm so thrilled with everything today. Thank you. As a best-selling author, Bobbi Brown has shared expertise in helping millions of people understand her beauty, self-care, and confidence. And she's expanded with her YouTube series, I Am Me, sharing candid conversations with other remarkable women. Each year, as we think of the honorees of this event, I'm always so blown away by the incredible women who have made an impact. This year's honorees are no different, And I'm so pleased to present our final award of the afternoon, the Trailblazer Award to Bobbi Brown. Bobbi has changed the makeup industry and redefined beauty with her iconic cosmetics line that emphasized natural looks and empowered women to embrace their individuality. She continues to do that with her latest line of makeup, Jones Road Beauty, which I know so many of my friends swear it is the best. Throughout her career, Bobbi has received enormous amount of accolades, including the CFDA, the Council of Fashion Designers of America Award for the Best Beauty Talent. This year, Bobbi is included in the list for the 2025 Time Magazine Top 100 Most Influential, Inspiring, Iconic People in the World. That's quite a lot. Bobbi has written 9 books on wellness and beauty. Her 10th book is a memoir. It will be available in September. We have enclosed information in the gift bag when you leave all about the new book and how it can be purchased, along with some samples of Bobbi's work. Bobbi's influence spans beauty, health, and lifestyle for a balanced approach. You can see in the video that follows why she is so deserving of the Trailblazer Award. Bobbi, thank you for all you have done and continue to do. You are a remarkable beauty icon. Thank you.
Makeup is an amazing way to help build self-esteem, help build confidence. I loved beauty ever since I was a young kid. I used to watch my mom put her makeup on, and I just would sit there in awe how beautiful she looked. I didn't think I was that attractive when I was young, so I realized as I got older that I was able to use makeup to make me look and feel better. I found a college where I could study my passion. So much of my creativity with makeup was character makeup. I didn't really start doing beauty makeup until I graduated and moved to New York and became a freelance makeup artist. And it was the 80s where makeup was very artificial and not very attractive in my opinion. I didn't think people looked better with makeup. I thought they looked better when they washed their faces. And I started using makeup to make them look better, but that they weren't wearing any. And I didn't think of it as a trailblazer, but no one was doing it back then. There's nothing better than helping someone feel better about themselves when they look in the mirror. I started this journey of making makeup when I was a young makeup artist. I wanted to make a lipstick that looked like my lips, or the color that I want my lips to be. And I realized not everyone has the same color lips, so I devised different colors. When we launched in Bergdorf Goodman, we thought we'd sell 100 lipsticks the first month, and we sold 100 the first day. It was a revolutionary idea, a lipstick that looked natural, and of course it made me feel amazing. Being able to write books has been incredible. It's been a joy to be an author and to be able to share what I believe in. Many girls, they come up to me and say, if it wasn't for your teen book, I couldn't or I wouldn't, ... So I'm really proud of that. I was the beauty editor of the Today Show for 14 years. That reached a lot of women. I take great responsibility when I do have the platform to use it for the good. We have launched on YouTube a series on the Jones Road page called I Am Me, and I've interviewed amazing women, and it's just everyone sharing their stories. Beauty and health are directly related. If you don't feel good, you're not going to look good. I've done makeup at different hospitals for women going through cancer and going through chemo, and it's just amazing what I feel like when I'm done showing them how you can fill in your brows and how you can do this. I find when women get together and support each other, miracles happen. I could not be more proud of the women's division of Einstein, and I am very humbled to receive the award, but it's all their work that is making the difference.
Amazing video. And now it's my pleasure to give Bobbi Brown the Trailblazer Award for the Women of Achievement Spirit Luncheon. Thank you, Bobbi.
just want to know what it feels like to be Lauren Bush. I love being in a room with all these short Jewish women. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. I am so honored and humbled to be here. I mean, even more than I realized just sitting here listening to everyone. I'm going to try not to cry when Lauren cried. I know the feeling about, your family being there to support you. I don't think my family will come again to listen to me. It's been a long journey, so David's not always going to be wanting to come. Trudy, thank you so much for your kind words and inviting me to be here with all of you this afternoon. To the dedicated staff and the Einstein Board of Trustees, thank you for your kindness and this incredible honor, especially to my new hero, Ruth Gottesman, who now I have a wonderful picture of. You are the coolest woman ever. You're an inspiration to all of us. And I want to be you when I am 105. So I'm just humbled again to be here in the presence of all these great people. And to my fellow honorees, I'm so proud to share this afternoon with all of you. Lauren, I'm forever humbled. I got to do her makeup on her wedding, which was kind of amazing, and I got to meet the rabbi, so. But I'm also honored to share this award with some of my role models, from Eleanor Roosevelt to Gloria Steinem to Meryl Streep. I'm just a nice Jewish girl from Chicago who decided to become a makeup artist. How and why I'm in this room, I'm not sure. But my mission is to teach women and men, I am the mom of 3 boys, that true beauty is about having the confidence to know exactly who you are and owning it. Unapologetically, it's about embracing every freckle, every strong nose, every line in the face. It's about being comfortable in your skin. This has been my life's work. Huge thank you to all of you for joining us today, and thank you to the Albert Einstein College of Medicine for recognizing me with this honor and including me in the celebration of leadership, resilience, and dedication to true science. But I have a confession, and you might want this back. I got D's in science all through high school, so this means a lot to me. Wherever that teacher is, ha ha. Thank you.
Hi. Okay, before we close, I just want to leave you with a few reflections on the power of inspiration and the impact that we can all make. Dr. Azua, Dean Tomer, Dr. Gottesman represent the kind of bold, visionary leadership that transforms institutions and lives. Their commitment to excellence in healthcare and science is the foundation on which Einstein continues to thrive. To our honorees, my mom, Linda Altman, Dr. BOWMAN, Bobby Brown, Lauren Bush Lauren, remind us that passion, purpose, and perseverance can change the world. Their examples challenge each of us to think bigger and act with greater intention. Behind every successful event is a team that makes it look effortless. I want to thank co-presidents Terry Goldberg and Trudy Schlachter, and my phenomenal fellow Luncheon co-chairs, sisters Jennifer Altman and Leslie Kaskell, Carol Roman, and Andrea Stark. To all of you, your presence today says something powerful, that you believe in the promise of science, of medicine, and of Einstein. If today's program moved you, we hope you'll take a moment to fill out our pledge card and pass it to staff member on your way out. Every act of support fuels our mission. Finally, at the heart of it all are the scientists, clinicians, nurses, and staff, those we see and those we don't, whose daily work leads to breakthroughs and better health for countless individuals. When you support the Women's Division, you're not just attending an event, you're investing in the future of science, medicine, and human potential. I invite you to be part of that future. At your table, you'll find donation cards. Please be as generous as you can, and the staff will be on the way out. Also, when you leave, don't forget to pick up your generous Bobby Brown gift. Thank you. And under one chair at each table is a card One lucky person will be gifted a bag that Feed, thank you, Lauren, has generously donated. Thank you all for being here. Please know we are truly grateful.